faithfully delivering value and interpreting great books from around the world. Hello, this is Sally's Book Talk. Today, we're interpreting the book, The Khan Academy of Flipped Classroom, with the subtitle Education Revolution in the Internet Age. When you first hear this title, you might be a bit confused. Like, what is flipped classroom? And what's Khan Academy? Actually, flipped classroom is a new educational idea compared to traditional classes. It's all about letting students take charge of their own learning to unify teaching and studying. This educational concept was first proposed by Khan Academy. Khan Academy was founded in 2004 by Salman Khan, an American of Bangladeshi descent, and named after him. All along, Khan Academy has been giving free, high-quality education to people worldwide through online videos. You could say he pioneered online education in the US and led an education revolution. Because of Salman Khan's outstanding work in education, in 2010, he made Fortune magazine's 40 Under 40 list. And in 2012, he was named one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people. He's hailed as a disruptor of traditional education and a thinker for the internet age. In this book, Salman Khan shares Khan Academy's over 10-year journey and his own educational ideas. Next up, I'll tell you what makes Khan Academy so special. I'll break this book down into two parts. First, how is Khan Academy's educational philosophy different from traditional classrooms? Second, what is Salman's vision for future education? Before we dive into those, let's look at Khan Academy's history. Salman Khan was born in New Orleans, USA, and as a student, he showed amazing talent in learning and a unique gift for education. In his freshman year of high school, Salman had already finished all high school math and wanted to learn college calculus, but when he asked the principal, he was flat out rejected. The reason was that if the school made an exception for him, it'd be hard to say no to others later, messing up school management. Salman didn't agree with that approach. He believed that if students have extra capacity, schools should provide better support for them. The school ultimately couldn't offer calculus courses for Salman, so he had to use his summer vacation to audit classes at a university. After graduating from high school, Salman was admitted to MIT with outstanding grades. At this point, he discovered another problem. Large class teaching in schools wastes a lot of time and is very inefficient. In a large class lecture, 300 students sit in the same classroom for up to 90 minutes. Listening to the professor's explanations offers no novelty or targeted content. Do all 300 students really grasp the material? The teacher also doesn't care about the 90-minute duration, and it's a huge test of students' patience. So Salman often skipped classes to learn what he wanted, even using that time to take twice as many courses. His experiences in high school and college made Salman realize that students' learning pace often doesn't match the teacher's lecture pace. Students can set their own goals and actively learn more at their own pace. This also became one of the most fundamental educational ideas of Khan Academy later on. After graduating from college, Salman joined a fund company and became a financial analyst. A family gathering in 2004, Salman chatted with his 12-year-old cousin and learned that while her other subjects were good, her math grades were holding her back. The cousin asked Salman to help tutor her in math. Salman agreed. He started helping his cousin identify her weak spots in math learning and discovered she didn't understand what unit conversion meant, like how to calculate how many feet are in 5 miles or how many grams are in 2 kilograms. Salman focused on explaining this knowledge to his cousin and encouraged her to speak up about what she didn't know instead of guessing answers. Soon, his cousin mastered the key points of unit conversion, and her math grades improved quickly. After hearing about this, Salman's relatives and friends also entrusted their children to him for tutoring. Gradually, Salman had nearly 10 students, But with more students, problems arose. The first problem was that the students' learning effectiveness dropped significantly. It was hard for someone to provide one on one math explanations like he did for his cousin. Moreover, teaching several students at the same time made it hard for him to grasp each student's understanding, and the teaching effectiveness wasn't great. So, Salman designed a small program himself that could automatically generate questions, have students answer them, record their answers, and check for accuracy. This way, it could more accurately reflect each student's grasp of the knowledge points. The second problem was Salman's lack of time, because he still had to work during the day. His friends suggested he record the teaching content and post it on YouTube. That way, students could click and watch based on their own learning pace and schedule. Salman took this advice and started recording teaching videos, each about 10 minutes long. Salman himself didn't appear on camera, only demonstrating the teaching content on an electronic blackboard. Actually, both the 10-minute video length and not appearing on camera were decisions Salman made unintentionally at first, but the effect was surprisingly good. The reason for recording 10 minutes was that YouTube at the time limited videos to a maximum of 10 minutes, but this coincidentally matched students' attention spans. Generally, students' attention spans are about 10 to 18 minutes. Longer teaching times make students easily distracted. Not appearing on camera was because someone didn't have a suitable camera and didn't want to spend money buying one. After trying it for a while, Salman found that students not seeing the teacher's face actually helped them focus on the lecture content. This is because humans have an innate habit of involuntarily looking at others' faces during conversations. By 2006, as video views increased, Salman gradually refined his teaching methods and founded the dedicated website Khan Academy. First, he upgraded the testing program so it could record how many questions each student got right or wrong and how much time they spent. Through such statistics, he could discover whether students spent more time on questions they got right or those they got wrong, whether mistakes were due to carelessness or not understanding concepts, etc. Then he continued upgrading the program, gathering all knowledge points into a knowledge structure network. He called this structure network a knowledge map. With this knowledge map, students have a clear understanding of their learning path. They know what the next knowledge point is after finishing one. Finally, Salman designed a mastery criterion, answering 10 consecutive questions correctly out of 50 on a topic. By 2007, thousands had watched Salman's videos and found them effective, but he still lacked confidence since he worked intuitively, unsure if teachers would approve or what needed improvement. So in summer 2007, he joined a government pilot project where 6th to 8th graders at 3 San Francisco sites used his videos for 6 weeks of math learning. Through this collaboration, Salman further refined his teaching system. He created a spreadsheet tracking daily progress, questions answered, correct or incorrect counts, consecutive corrects, and time spent. By analyzing this, teachers could identify struggling students, those with most errors, longest times, or failing the 10 consecutive standard, for one-on-one help. After the project, many previously below average students showed significant grade improvements. Teachers agreed Salman's video method was especially effective for struggling students, earning school educators recognition. Salman then spent years running teaching summer camps for practical implementation. Activities extended beyond math to hands-on projects. For example, students built wrestling robots from Lego and competed. To strengthen their robots, students kept adding complex components. Salman guided them to explore each component's working principles, helping students see these camps as his new education model experiments. From its 2006 founding until 2009, Khan Academy had just one staff member, Salman himself, working mostly in his spare time. In early 2009, Salman finally decided to quit his lucrative job as a financial analyst and devote himself fully to Khan Academy. And he wanted to help all students worldwide who aim to boost their learning skills, especially those from impoverished backgrounds. That's why Khan Academy's videos are still free to watch even today. Salman realized that Khan Academy might be working on a project that could transform global education philosophies. So he had to research full time rather than making scattered improvements in his spare time. Salman's Khan Academy also caused a big stir in society. Even Bill Gates watched his videos. Ultimately, the Gates Foundation invested $5.5 million to help Khan Academy purchase more advanced teaching and filming equipment, hire more excellent teachers, and develop more courses. The course content gradually expanded to cover science, computer science, history, art, economics, and more. The Google Foundation also invested $2 million and translated the teaching content into the 10 most common languages. And now Khan Academy has a simplified Chinese version, so Chinese students can access its courses too. In recounting Khan Academy's growth journey, you'll notice its educational model differs greatly from the traditional standard classroom approach. This is the first topic we'll cover next. The traditional standard classroom refers to what we now call elementary and secondary education. It originated in the 18th century from the Prussians, offered as a free public service by the government to promote equality and participation for all, making education accessible beyond the elite upper class and giving the masses opportunities to learn and enlighten themselves. But the Prussians' original goal wasn't to foster independent thinkers, it was to cultivate loyal, easily managed citizens. Thus, the biggest flaw of the Prussian education system was its one-size-fits-all approach, which stifled each student's innovative autonomy. Now, besides that, Salman points out another issue with Prussian education. Students appear highly competent, but many have glaring gaps in their actual learning. For instance, students with years of English education might ace exams but struggle to communicate deeply with foreigners or read English novels fluently. In other words, these students may excel at test taking but struggle with reading and speaking skills. Therefore, Salman compares the Prussian education system to Swiss cheese, because while Swiss cheese appears solid on the outside, it's full of holes inside. To address these flaws in traditional education, Salman implemented several improvements at Khan Academy. First, Salman advocates for mastery-based learning. What is mastery-based learning? Simply put, it means students must fully understand and master foundational knowledge before moving to more advanced material. You might think this sounds like current teaching methods, but actually, in traditional education, learning time is fixed: 45-minute classes, 6 daily sessions. Students advance grades regardless of understanding, while actual comprehension varies. Some grasp concepts quickly, others more slowly, but all students advance from first to second grade, elementary to middle school, regardless of mastery, with only school quality differing. Test scores measure proficiency in traditional systems, but mastery-based learning is completely different. Learning time becomes variable, while true mastery is the fixed requirement. Whether mastery takes 10 minutes or a week, students only advance after fully grasping current concepts. Salman also opposes using test scores to measure understanding, and he believes exams only test a fraction of knowledge, so even perfect scores don't guarantee complete mastery. More importantly, whether students score 95% or 60%, both indicate unmastered knowledge that might be foundational for advanced concepts. This explains why some students excel in lower grades but struggle later. Their knowledge gaps were masked by earlier grade scores. Mastery learning specifically targets and fills these knowledge gaps until complete understanding is achieved. Second, Salman emphasizes the connections between knowledge points. In traditional teaching, knowledge is fragmented into subjects like math, physics, biology, chemistry, each taught by specialists with separate exams. But actually, knowledge is deeply interconnected. Subject divisions are just artificial classifications. For example, learning genetics in biology requires first mastering probability from math class. In other words, genetics is essentially applied probability. Salman has been working to change this trend of excessive segmentation, striving to connect knowledge coherently. This is where his knowledge map comes into play, showing students how different concepts relate. Third, Salman emphasizes the integration of teaching and learning. In traditional classrooms, teachers lecture from podiums controlling the pace, while students passively receive knowledge. Teaching and learning are completely separate. Thus, teachers struggle to identify each student's weak points, and even if they know, lack time for personalized guidance, which is crucial for review, consolidation, and gap filling. Khan Academy breaks this teacher-student dynamic by unifying teaching and learning. Students become their own teachers, controlling their learning pace. They can breeze through easy concepts and replay challenging sections as needed. Then, returning to learner mode, they flag difficult areas for targeted teacher explanations. This integration turns passivity into active self-directed learning, letting students find their optimal rhythm and reigniting their passion. All right, let's recap. Khan Academy's three key differences from traditional classrooms. First, it focuses on mastery learning, where complete understanding is the goal. While traditional teaching imposes time constraints and measures mastery solely through test scores. Second, traditional teaching fragments knowledge, whereas Khan Academy emphasizes connecting concepts. Third, traditional models feature passive learning through teacher lectures, but Khan Academy integrates teaching through student-directed education. Through internet and software, Salman has realized educational concepts impossible in traditional systems. For the future, he believes many areas can still be improved. This leads to our second topic, Salman's vision for future education. What would his ideal model look like? Salman's first vision is about teaching methods. He wants to achieve what he calls orderly chaos. What does that mean? First, regarding students, Salman hopes future education will implement mixed-age classrooms. That means kids of different ages learn together, each focusing on their material, asking faster peers or teachers when stuck. Why do this? Because real-world interactions aren't artificially divided by age. Early exposure to all age groups helps kids adapt better to society. Plus, older or faster students become teachers, while younger kids gain role models, creating mutual learning support. Salman wants not just mixed-age students, but multiple teachers blended together too. Imagine 75 to 100 student classes managed by 3 to 4 teachers. Even having 2 teachers co-teaching one class simultaneously, teaching would happen through debates or group discussions. This differs hugely from Salman's college experience of one teacher lecturing 300 students. Instead of boring single teacher lectures, multiple educators co-lead sessions. Benefits? Students compare teaching styles, sharpening critical thinking skills. Salman even imagines wildly. In 100 student classes, everyone doing completely different activities. Want lectures? Use computers for lessons and exercises? Not interested? Pursue passions. Robot design, app coding, art, research, chess, creating apparent chaos. Students work independently, but this chaos has underlying order. They learn at their own pace and interests, with space for collaboration and idea exchange. Students think independently while collaborating cooperatively. Salman's second vision concerns class time. He believes we should abolish standardized schedules. Summer and winter vacations. In Salman's view, summer and winter vacations have lost their meaning. Previously, these vacations were set because in the agricultural era, people needed kids to help harvest rice in summer and rest in winter. After entering the industrial era, vacations became a burden for parents and disrupted kids' learning progress. Salman suggests students' vacations could be like company annual leave, applied for and arranged by themselves, just as employees plan work before leave, so kids can schedule learning and rest without affecting progress. Salman's third idea is about assessment. He wants to abolish the ABC grading system and introduce a comprehensive evaluation system. Because if mastery learning is adopted, every student can master all knowledge points and get an A, making the ABC system unnecessary. The core of evaluation shifts to assessing kids' learning methods, abilities, and creativity. In the future, each school could create feedback software for every student to collect performance data over years, not just academics, but problem-solving skills, perseverance, and helpfulness. With such a system, society won't judge lives by exams or heroes by diplomas. Even if students can't enter top universities, they can use system data to prove they have the same abilities as diploma holders to excel in a field. All right, let's summarize Salman's expectations for future education. Salman has three main expectations. First, an education of orderly chaos with mixed-age students, multiple teachers, co-teaching, one classroom, and diverse methods. Second, abolish unified vacations and give students autonomy over breaks. Third, cancel the ABC grading system, use comprehensive evaluation, and continuously collect performance via feedback software so kids gain societal recognition even without prestigious schools. Let's say that education is one of the most heart-touching topics in today's society. People have never stopped discussing and critiquing educational directions and methods. The Khan Academy, founded by Salman Khan, didn't just lament the state of education. He took action using cutting-edge technology of the internet era to challenge existing problems in education. He ignited students' passion for learning, sparked their curiosity about the unknown, and made learning a joyful experience. May Salman's educational philosophy provide insights and assistance to parents and teachers. Well then, this concludes our interpretation of the Khan Academy of Flipped Classroom. The reading notes are below the audio. We'll meet again tomorrow.